So our next speaker is going to look at heritage tourism. Now, heritage and cultural tourism now it has an influence of, it now influences 75% of global travel decisions. If you look at things like in Ghana, beyond the year of return, now Dirty December. Nigeria now got Dirty December, just going to party in West Africa. But these destinations, people couldn't conceive of these places being places where you could do enjoyment. New word, enjoyment, you see. But the marketing and the businesses that have opened up to accommodate a global diaspora movement is a great market and also opportunity. And that connects people to the heritage of that country. It'd be so interesting when I was my wife's from Montserrat, and went to Montserrat, I believe, is it Kojo's Head, or Kojo's Head? We went and I was like, Kojo, that's a Ghanaian name. Kojo was in Montserrat. Wow, look at the connection. So if I hadn't been there, I had no idea there was a connection between Ghana and Montserrat. So that's the power of culture, of heritage, and of course getting the diaspora together. So our next speaker is a heritage tourism strategist dedicated to connecting African Caribbean culture to a new economic opportunity. Please welcome the CEO of West Africa Tourism Organization, WTO. We have Mr. Ola Wright. Oh, sorry, Madam. I said Mr. Madam Ola Wright. My eye went to the next line on the next person speaking. I apologize.
It's all right. I get it all the time. I get emails saying, hello, Mr. Wright. Hello, Mr. Ola. It's all right. Now, I've come with my own timer because I think you guys are doing 419 with your timing. If you know what that means. I'm going to try and be quick. Okay. Let me so if I go down, how do I go? What's the next one? Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to get the hang of it. So let me start my timing, then I'll let you know when I'm starting. They want to cut it short, but... Well, I have prepared for 15 minutes. I will try and make it quick. So I'm usually a fast speaker, but then when I speak so fast, I tend to stammer. So I hope you know not to do that. So good afternoon. Well, it is not morning. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen. All protocols observed. Now it's after lunch, and I love what the doctor did. But before we start, we're talking about heritage and how our heritage connects. Now, raise your hand if this is your first ACSIS event. Ooh, almost. Okay, excellent. Now, raise your hand if you work in tourism, culture, or heritage. Ooh, okay. Better than I thought. Wonderful. This is exactly the room where transformation can begin. Now, our shared heritage. Oh, I thought this works. Oh, is it? Okay, though. I can't really see the screen, but I think I know what I put there. Now, Africa and the Caribbean share a story defined by strength, creativity, and resilience. Our music carries the same tune, the same heartbeat. Our cuisines, we've just had fantastic cuisine, carry the same spices. Our festivals carry the same spirit of community and color. If you look around the room, though it's cold winter, in the afternoon you will still see color and bright and vibrancy. Now, I want you to take 10 seconds and think, of one transition. So this is, I'm still on I think this is this is where I want to be. I can't really see, but it's all right. So take 1 second and think of one transition in your family, in your home, a heritage. It could be food, it could be music, it could be something that connects us, that connects the two regions. Can you think of any? No? Can anyone think of any heritage tradition in your family, in your home that connect? Yeah, go ahead, sister. Dance? Yes, thank you. I also believe in that. Proverbs. Pardon? Proverbs, yes, definitely. Storytelling, excellent. I put jollof rice there. well, Ghana jollof, Sierra Leone jollof, Nigerian jollof, Caribbean jollof. Hey. Now, I'm going to go, that just tells you, I'm going to tell a quick story here. I'm trying to be quick, fast and beat the time. However, when I went to, I think it was Antigua. Now, on the last day of our trip, they decided to give us an authentic, Antiguan, dish. And there were different things, and they had stuff. Really, it was fufu. I don't remember what it's called now, but it was technically really fufu. And they had soup. Now, this is where it comes. They had a soup, and it was an okra. Now, I'm Nigerian by heritage, and what we would call, okra, mixed okra or okra asitwo or ila lasitwo or seafood okra and all that stuff, and it was exactly the same. Oh, sorry, someone wants ila lasitwo? Okay, yeah, we'll sorry, so, and it was the okra mixed with meat and fish and all the different seasonings and spice and everything. The only ingredient missing in that soup was palm oil. And that was because there was no palm oil in the Caribbean. So it was exactly, so you had your fufu with your okra soup. So we are really one people. And no better way to connect us really than tourism. I'm absolutely passionate about this, industry. Now, building an Afro-Caribbean heritage tourism model, what would it look like to build a shared heritage tourism ecosystem? We've heard about, talks about different ecosystem, funding, etc. today. One, I'll say cultural parallels. Joint festivals. It's about time we start doing joint festivals. So I see Patricia there. Yeah, sorry, she has no, sorry, I just spotted you there. It's all right. Everybody say hi to Patricia. If you want to go to St. Lucia, she'll take you, there from here. So, in Heritage Trails, I started a program years ago called Freedom Pilgrims, and that is to reconnect people of African descent in the diaspora to their roots. So we need to do more of that. Creative exchanges in music, fashion, cuisine, visual arts, motion pictures, movies, etc. Easier in a way to travel. That is the most challenging part. I'll get to that in a little while. Digital storytelling, visual museums, shared digital archives, etc. Community-led travel. We must let our community own the narrative, not telling them what to do, not putting it on them. The community must, own, what we do. Now, let's look at some success stories with tourism. This is a picture of Calabar Carnival. Now, if you look at this, okay, yeah, actually, I think you can see probably the difference. There are some pictures that looks exactly like any carnival in the Caribbean. So we have the Goree Islands and Elmina Castle, the Badagry Heritage Museum, places of memories and reconnection. We have crop over in Barbados. I just experienced that recently as well. We have the Reggae Month. In Jamaica, we have the, Calabar Carnival, which is this picture. We have, now I want to share the light on this so that we know what is going on. On the 25th to the 30th of November, this month, next week, there's actually the One Nation reggae festival in Sierra Leone. Now, you will think, why reggae in Sierra Leone? We are one people, we are one root, we are one heritage, and this is exactly what we're talking about here, and this is exactly what we want to propagate to the world. So it might be a little late, but if you can, get yourself to Freetown, to Sierra Leone, and experience the One Nation, reggae. These are, the links that we can, form together. Now, we have lots of success stories, etc., and we do have a lot of challenges. We cannot overlook or ignore the hurdles. One of the major ones is, limited connectivity. I have loads, but I'm trying to cut down, so I'm not going to go through. But let's just, address this challenge. Each and every one of us in this room can address that challenge. There are, there are flights, direct flights from West Africa. Most, well, I dare to say that most, people from the Caribbean have the heritage pointing to West and Central Africa. So let's look at, from West Africa. The westernmost, part is Senegal, and the easternmost, from the Caribbean is Barbados. So now between these countries, it probably will take about 5 hours, maybe 4. I think between four, maximum, 5.5 hours. But today you have to go via the UK, via the US before you come back to the Caribbean. That is so bad. I'm glad to announce, there have been charter flights in the past. There was a recent one between Nigeria and Ghana and Barbados recently. And I'm glad to announce that ACSIS is going to be starting a new scheduled flight. It's seasonal, but scheduled, in December, of this month. So that would be great. Let's talk about that. So I see you raising your hand, sir. Yeah, no, to Antigua and Barbados. Yes, so ACSIS, yeah, thank you. You actually know about it. Yes, so ACSIS will be flying to Antigua and Barbados from Lagos and Accra. Yes, and that's starting in December. Okay, yes, yes. So now that is the one that I will call a true historic one because it is a scheduled flight. So that is my alarm. No, because I said it to 10 minutes. They gave me 15 minutes, and I did prepare for 15 minutes. So there you go. So that is starting, and that is a major step, and we all need to support this. Now, let me touch on that. We need to make sure for this to work really, it needs to be both ways. You will get a lot of Africans, that I can tell you. We have done our research and testing, and no, we must have people from the Caribbean also coming to Africa, and this is how it will be sustainable. It's not going to be sustainable otherwise. So please get your families, everyone that is coming from the Caribbean, you need to get on that flight and to make it sustainable. Now, pathways to sustainable growth. Again, I mentioned in here earlier that promoting community-led tourism. I do not use the word community-based because we don't tell our community what they do. They are the community. They know how to run it. So we need to have them, let them lead in terms of the leadership for that. We need to prioritize ethical, sustainable practices. We need to invest in creative industry. There's nothing that tells a story better than the creative industry. We need to empower women. We heard that earlier today. Youth and rural communities. We need to use heritage as a tool for climate resilience. Judy talked about climate, earlier. We cannot really overlook or ignore this. When heritage is protected, prosperity follows. And I think this, yes. So, okay, I've given some proposed heritage. Actually, I think that was my previous. No, this is the correct slide. So I'm not seeing. I'm finding it difficult to actually probably between my notes and the screen and the presentation. So we can promote. I mentioned the community, but yes. So proposal, the Afro-Caribbean Heritage Tourism Corridor. Now, if you can imagine a heritage, tourism corridor linking Africa and the Caribbean through, number one, shared cultural routes, joint marketing and storytelling. Patricia, I'm going to be coming after you for this. I have been talking to some other, Caribbean islands. Barbados being one of them. We're going to be rolling out some, joint marketing, initiatives, very soon. Diaspora return pathways, that is already happening. SME hubs for creatives and artisans. A unified travel branding across both Africa, and the Caribbean, so across the Atlantic. So now, leaving you with the last, if you can, I'm not sure, Diana, if you can recognize the king in this picture. So that picture was taken in Ghana, and that is one of our patrons for the YN project. That's the West Africa Ecotourism Network. So I'd like you to basically think of, what's our heritage really, contains, how we can work together. Heritage is not just where we come from. Heritage is who we are, how we move forward. It is our roadmap, our bridge, and our power. The future of Africa and the Caribbean is a shared future. Let us honor our ancestors by building a future worthy of our children. So thank you very much. I look forward to building this next chapter and together. Thank you.